Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out this one today. We have a demystify, bustin' FUD, really trying to set the record straight here. XRP retailers out of the game. To burn the escrow or not to burn the escrow? That is the question. Someone roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today we're going to do a little different exercise today for our video, a thought exercise, and we're all going to walk through it. First of all, I want to shout out to BJ Dawson, who sent this to me, and shout out to @TruthAboveUs on Twitter and @MindsAreFree, who put this together about their serious concerns and issues they have for Ripple and XRP. This is their community-based investigation. Now, I'm here and just want to share my digital perspectives because it was brought to my attention by BJ that this was put out or at least shared in response to a video I did that really had a technical analyst that believes we could be well on our way to a $300 to $400 XRP at some point in the near term or coming days, future, whatever you want to say it. And I believe we can reach way higher volumes or price for XRP, 4 and 5 digits. I've said it a million times, not financial advice from me or anyone else. But let's start with what I believe is what was in question here today. And it is right here. One second. Let me get this for us. Okay, so here we are. And by the way, before we start and take a look at this very quick clip here and set the stage, I do want to tell you this is brought to you by Link2.com, private investing made simple, where you can get Ripple private equity, which is not XRP. In fact, you can even buy the Ripple private equity with XRP through your Uphold wallet if you wanted to. Great products. Really check them out. Make sure you go check them out. Link underneath the video. Now let's get back to this. And again, shout out to Truth Above Us and @MindsAreFree for putting this out. We're going to see if we can debunk some of this stuff or at least bring another perspective, my digital perspective, to this. But this, I believe, is what set it all off, according to BJ here. Listen to this quick little clip here about less than a minute.
Hasn't happened yet, but I'm speculating, yes, speculating that it will happen. And the reason I say that is because we have a lot of data showing that we are at the bottom. Like right now where we are is pretty much the bottom. If we break down through here, it would be horrible for XRP. But with that being said, what I did was I duplicated this.
And really quickly, so he said if we break what is showing here as pattern, it would be horrible. So if we break below this channel that he has here for us to see, it would be horrible. So he's given us the downside. Now let's listen to the upside.
And I moved it above, so that right there would also be a target. That's called a regression channel. What I'm going to do again, which is why you've been hearing a lot of people say that we are headed to 14. I'm going to show you why. Number one, fibs point to 14, but I'm going to put this in the middle of our regression channel, and we're going to find our first target. Our first target after we break all-time high would be something like this. Boom. We break all-time high, and we are headed to this, 14, right? After 14, we may do a little something, something. And after that, we are headed all the way up to, yes, that's why you just saw me post that we could potentially be going to $300 to $400 for XRP. Some people don't believe it. That's perfectly fine. But I think that we will continue to do exactly what we've done in the past, which is extremely explosive moves, consolidated, and then continued.
And there you have it. And basically looking at this in the past, down in the bottom of his chart, he shows us later that you can see that we're right at the bottom of that trend line, which we are at again currently now. And if history repeats itself, you could see it make its way over the coming months and year or more, whatever it ends up being, to that $300 to $400 mark if the history repeats itself. Pretty simple, pretty straight ahead. But now let's get back to what was shared here about the serious issues and concerns. Let's start taking this apart here really quickly and getting into it and see if we can't at least provide more perspectives to this. So he says they've been into XRP, they've been XRP holders since 2018. I've been in since 2017, full disclosure. We supported Ripple patiently, they say, for a long time, but now it's time to analyze why price is not going up and why Ripple is building. In short, what Ripple is doing doesn't benefit the price of XRP, they say, and retailers at all, they believe. So, number one, they say Ripple created a private liquidity hub, their own XRP liquidity pool, to be used for banks, institutions, companies, and governments, as well as private XRP loans. Also, they are building Ripple Private Ledger for central bank digital currencies. Ripple will utilize their own XRP from their own wallet, meaning the on-demand liquidity will be privatized. It doesn't positively affect XRP price. Retailers are out of the game. And I say to you that banks don't want other banks and other people seeing their transactions. Brad Garlinghouse said as much so when they started working with a bank over in the Middle East. And they said, you got to be able to do it a different way. So they came up with the private ledger. Now, I also would add to this that, retail holders hold XRP. So this XRP that's so important that you point out to the banks, we're holding it. And at some point, they're going to want it back. Number two, those banks and institutions that want to hold XRP, they buy over the counter. Well, this is not actually new. This has been going on since markets have been markets. They buy XRP, they say for a low price, but the reality is we don't know that it's a different price. And or indirectly from Ripple, Ripple officially has 6 billion XRP on their hands. They also have 4 billion under different private wallets and on top of the 47 billion of XRP in escrow. Also, Ripple sets up non-cash agreements, as we know from the SEC complaint, line 82, pre-allocated XRP, which we know from the accelerator program with 300 million XRP pre-allocated to different areas and regions of the world and different entities in the financial world to be able to incentivize them to use it. Pre-contractual amounts of XRP through options contracts, as we know from R3 as well. And it says here, it doesn't positively affect XRP price. Retailers, again, out of the game. Again, if it's so important, which it obviously is, you just cited how important it is, the pre-allocation, the pre-contractual agreements, all these things. And just because they do option contracts, by the way, doesn't mean that it makes the asset a security just because you did a security contract, right? So let's keep that clear for Gary Gensler. But the reality here is that, again, I don't think we're out of the game because we hold XRP, and you just showed everybody how important it is. The reality here for me is that, look, first of all, over-the-counter markets is not a new idea. And, pre-allocating the XRP and pre-contractual agreements for it really show me the importance of it. Because if the other countries and regions and central banks and financial institutions alike around the world have entered these option contracts, it's because they understand how very important it is going to be. My digital perspectives. Transactions settle within 3 to 5 seconds. No need to hold by XRP. Banking institutions can just temporarily borrow XRP from Ripple's liquidity hub. It doesn't positively affect price. Retailers, again, out of the game. Here's what I say to that. Again, David Schwartz has said high price is indeed something that is beneficial and really a part of the long-term outcome for this to function the way it needs to. Let's take a look at this. In David Schwartz's words himself back in 2017, it can't be dirt cheap. That doesn't make any sense. If XRP costs $1, they need 1 million XRP, which would cost $1 million. If XRP cost $1 million, they need 1 XRP, which would again cost $1 million. Going down here, except that higher prices make payments cheaper. Right now, you can buy a $1 million house with Bitcoins. When Bitcoin was $300, it would move the market too much and be too expensive to be practical. So higher prices make payments cheaper. So you get the correlation there with what he's telling you. So it really shows you that ultimately, there needs to be a high price to XRP. So you're not moving the market with low value priced XRP to make larger value payments. That's my thought on that one. Now let's take a look at this. Liquidity plus utility affects price. He says here, transactions settle in 3 to 5 seconds. Here we go. Talks about 47 billion plus in circulation. One XRP is represented in 1 million drops. That's all accurate. Total counting drops come out to hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions, right? 47 quadrillion, if I got my math right there. Will be an additional 53 billion XRP added to the circulation supply, which I don't think that's accurate, because that's the reason they have an escrow release, and that the reason that they only take out so much for operating expenses, ODL, things of that nature, right? Because the reality is that it's like a monetary policy is what we're watching, I believe. So the truth is that it doesn't positively affect price. Well, it doesn't positively affect price because you're not using, in this particular point number 4, what does positively affect price, which is utility plus liquidity over time brings value. Number 5, XRP releases 1 billion XRP monthly. Yep. Ripple sells approximately 200,000. It should have been 200 million, I believe is more accurate, if I'm correct. They would sell the whole billion. They just don't have enough buyers. Exchanges entities buy directly from Ripple. Again, it doesn't positively affect price. Look, for me, and again, this is not how I see how this works. For me, I believe what we're witnessing is good monetary policy, and that's the reason they don't sell a billion of it, right? The other thing is we have to remember that they don't plan to release it all into the wild, as Miguel Villa said when he was the head of XRP Global Markets. Ripple has a lot of power to make moves and offer to lend XRP that other projects don't have, because they're mining what they have. And that's why this is such a huge advantage that all of the XRP has been mined up front, I believe. Number 6, how Ripple generates money. Soon, IPO, Ripple products, RippleNet, RippleX, ODL, Liquidity Hub, Line of Credit, Private Ledger, CBDC, also selling XRP from Escrow and from their hands. It generates millions, potentially billions of dollars annually, and it doesn't positively affect XRP price. Retailers are out of the game, they say. Again, I believe everything pointing to here is waiting for clarity, specifically from the U.S., because the company behind all of this is Ripple, and it's a U.S. company. Other regions may have the clarity, but they may also have restrictions through those pre-allocated contractual agreements, option contracts, when they can use it and when they can't use it. And I believe that it will be a more globally coordinated effort when that takes place. Now, looking right here, another little section here, very concerning here. Looking this under concerns. Does Ripple sponsor YouTubers, Twitterers, Redditors, promoters? No person would just continue to praise the coin for 4 years in a row if the coin doesn't gradually gain in price, especially while others, old and new coins, do have big gains. What is an old tactic? A new tactic is to buy the haters, right? The best example is BitBoy, he says, and the other YouTubers that never liked or even hated XRP. Well, I can tell you I've liked Ripple and XRP since I've discovered it, and I discovered XRP first, and then later learned about Ripple and understood that they're two completely different things. And what I can also tell you is 1,000% Ripple has never paid me a dime, and I resent, and it is an insult for anyone to suggest. Listen, I've done the research, and I'm not scared to be here. I'm not scared to come out here every day and understand at 50 years old that what I'm watching is the market infrastructure of a brand new internet protocol, which happens to serve as a decentralized ledger to the world. If you don't understand it, it's okay. But don't accuse other people of being paid because they do, right? Not good. Number 2, XRP Ledger right now can handle only 1,500 transactions per second. Later with upgrade, maybe up to 70,000, meaning you would need more than the 53 billion XRP to utilize transaction as it gives the numbers here. What I would say to this is that, remember, I do remember, and maybe you're privy to it, maybe you're not, maybe he's talked about it somewhere else. I remember in 2019 at Ripple Swell hearing David Schwartz talk to others about the micro transactions that they can do, where they break the transactions and the data down into very, very small micro bits, or small micro amounts, so they can accumulate all these things and break them down. And you could do one giant transaction of a bunch of little transactions put through at one time. So one of those transactions may be cumulative of many other transactions happening simultaneously, is how I understood that. Now, you'd want to talk to David Schwartz because it's certainly above my pay grade, but I did understand it that way. So hopefully that does help shed light on that. Now, number 3 here, it says there's no incentive to become a validator and XRP price is not growing. That's why new decent developers are not joining the XRP ledger. After 10 years, there are 0 successful projects with decent working apps, good traffic, gradual increase, rate of customers, decent profits. I disagree with this. I disagree with this because, first of all, David Schwartz has given the speech, and you should watch it. It may have been at Stanford. I can't remember. It may have been at Berkeley. I can't remember. But I'll tell you this. You can find it on YouTube, and it's called No Incentive is the Best Incentive. And it's absolutely right. Because the reality is that if you're having miners pay or earn money to really be on the network, then they want higher fees. They're not incentivized to have a more speedy, efficient, scalable, secure network. They just want to make money off of us. And that's not how you get the best incentive. And he has made that very clear. And when it comes to good projects, I would tell you, don't you think the Ripple private ledger for central banks a pretty damn good project? That's a pretty damn good project, isn't it? It sure is at my house. And how about the idea of what they built with RippleNet? Isn't that a pretty good project? 300 to 400 banks, right? We know Bank of America is a partner with Ripple. We know PNC is a RippleNet partner, actually, right? So how about the Ripple Liquidity Hub, where they see the exchanges of the world? And I would encourage you to understand not just the Coinbases of the world, but someday even the NASDAQ and the NYSE and the Hong Kong Exchange, the CME, will all plug into the decentralized exchange known as the XRP ledger, because it will serve as a liquidity hub for the world. That's how I see that. How about BitTrue building their exchange off of the XRP ledger? How about Casino Coin moving their entire project on the XRP ledger? How about Gala Games? Look, I'm just rattling this off the top of my head here, but that's what I've got so far. So now let's take a look at this. Brad Garlinghouse said they need XRP sales to be cash flow positive, and customers have only moved $10 billion so far on RippleNet. XRP is the largest source of income. Ripple sold $700 million worth of XRP last quarter alone. Ripple is not making $700 million a quarter off a network that's done just $10 billion in volume in the last 5 years. After 10 years, Ripple is still not cash flow positive without XRP. Now, that is a question really more geared for Brad Garlinghouse to field, not me. However, what I will say is that Ripple has built a banking software that rivals the Swift messaging system for the financial world. And they're making tons of money on it. And you're crazy to even think that they're not. That is for damn sure. Ripple has a $15 billion valuation. And I'm pretty sure Brad will tell us that they are cash flow positive. Looking right here, let's go to number 5. Anyone can set up the XRP ledger node, but in order to become a validator, you must be manually picked, listed, and other servers ignore your validation messages. You have no say in the consensus process unless they add your validator to the unique node list known as the UNL. Only trusted nodes are picked to join UNL. To better understand, if you set up BTC or ETH or any other decentralized network node, you will be picked auto-picked, and it says right away you'll become a validator and you'll be fully participate within the network. It seems XRP is a closed and trusted network rather than an open and trustless one. I just disagree with this. I'm not a developer, so I don't want to try to go down too far into this. Certain things I can really give my answer on. What I can say to this is that, yes, I do realize anyone can become a validator. Only trusted nodes are picked. But isn't that what you want? You want trusted partners that aren't going to be bad actors. And isn't it true that whoever becomes that is going to prove through the point of consensus that they are in fact a good actor worthy of being a UNL? That's just my thought there. And isn't it possible that the pre-allocated, pre-option, pre-contractually agreed partners over the years may also fire up a UNL and become a partner as well? And when it comes again to the Bitcoin, Ethereum validators and processors of transactions, they're making money off of you. I don't want to be on that network. That's why I really don't care for them in the long-term aspect. And it's not to be a maxi. It's just because the reality is they're making money off of you, right? Why do you want to use a network that is expensive and takes time to settle? So look, at the end of the day, that's what I see here. Now let's go just a little further here. He said, did Ripple aid and set up the most of the independent validators? Could Ripple unofficially pay independent validators and tell them what to do? Could Ripple have control over most independent validators, supporting them unofficially, giving them grants, incentives, OTC sales, XRP donations? Ripple behind closed doors tell validators how to vote for amendments, proposals. Could XRP Ledger be Ripple's centralized node system in disguise? And I'll say to you, we're all free to speculate. Lord knows I do enough of it on this channel. I think I've provided enough information that for this to be the last remaining questions, I'll let somebody like David Schwartz or even Matt Hamilton know it, even though he's not there anymore with them, and let them answer what's happening here. Now, as far as these other questions down here, I'm going to leave that for a different time. They're much and similar into the fashion of the questions that were asked up there. For me, this really is debunked for me, and I understand that people have concerns, and I don't think they're wrong to have them, but for me, I think a lot of this has been debunked. Busted, baby. This is where it is. Retailers, as far as I'm concerned, and I've spent a lot of time in this area, I don't believe we're out of the game. We hold XRP, and all of these things come to fruition. The financial system is going to be very interested in talking to each one of us and to getting it back. That's going to do it for me, not financial advice from me or anyone else. I want to say that I do appreciate Truth Above Us and Minds Are Free for putting out these concerns and giving us all a chance to field them and see if we can't clear the air together. I'll catch you on the next one.